for our pre-match pickup. See if you can predict the future for a chance to win field level seats for a future Union Omaha match. Download and visit the app to see today's predicted question. Today's pickup question is over under 6.5 total yellow cards. The officials for today's match are Deshaun Beard, Joseph Mott, Jacob Harold, and Drew Clem.
These are the orders of Union Omaha, all three stars which guide the floor along the paths to success. As the winningest club in USL League One history, we've relished memorable moments with them each and every season that have kept us hungry for more. But it's not just about the wins, the players, the highlights, or the trophies. It's about you, our Omaha. All of us joining together and fostering a union that stands for much more than the sport of people. The way we come together as one community to celebrate and commiserate, to stand up for what's right and to protect our club is what makes this club, this organization, and you one Omaha. One city, one club, always one.
Here are today's starting 11 for the visitors. Spokane Velocity FC, presented by Rotella's Italian Bakery. In goal, number 31, Brooks Thompson. Number 2, Javier Martin Hill. Number 5, Marcelo Log. Number 6, Colin Fernandez. Number 9, Josh Deowing. Number 12, Cameron Miller. Number 15, Ish Jones. Number 17, Kimberly Smith. Number 19, Jack Denton. Number 21, Ahmed Wandier. Number 77, Andre Lewis. And the head coach for Spokane Velocity FC is Lee Beekman. Fans, we now ask that you please rise, if able, and remove your hats for tonight's performance of the National Anthem, presented by Weston Foods. Today, the National Anthem will be performed by Nicole Bremer.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad
Hello all and welcome to the gateway to the West. It's Papillion, Nebraska. We're on this autumnal afternoon. Union Omaha have a daylight rendezvous with a Spokane Velocity side that are desperate to find the tempo again. Howdy folks, I'm Peyton Gallagher, and here is how the table shapes up at this all-important stage of the year. Spokane Velocity with a game in hand, bringing up the rear guard, but you see exactly how cluttered the middle portion of this table is right now. Union Omaha, the one holding the torch in the 1 seed, as 3 points on the line today. Both teams very much so need that. This is how it looked the last time they got together. Spokane Velocity taking this one, the first matchup of these two teams in league play, the third overall. They would win 2-1. Louis Heel getting it started off early, giving his side the lead in the second half. The former Union Omaha player, and then Cameron Miller would add one to that lead. 2-0 up on national television in that match for Spokane Velocity, in a game where they captivated the imagination on the break, manufacturing goals in a gutty way. Union Omaha would scrape one back by way of Pedro Dolabella late on. He will not participate today, Pedro Dolabella, serving a red card suspension. Speaking of which, has been a big problem, that color red, for Spokane, as they have seen it a couple times in their last couple outings. It was Masongo Akali sent off against Forward Madison on the road last time out. Before that, Ahmed Longmire in the middle of a little bit of a Donnybrook against South Georgia Tormenta. He was sent off in that game. Spokane unable to get a victory in either of those two contests. When they finish with 11 players, they've been excellent in recent months. That's just the task at hand, though, with Lee Wiedemann and his group heading into this game. A game that will certainly have the temperature turned up on that, because this is not a place where a lot of teams win. Union Omaha has been a fortress at home. They have won their last 4 league matches, and they have been really hard to beat on this patch that they call theirs. Los Bujos looking to continue that good form in a contest that matters much here today. We're ticking down to kickoff. It's the first ever Educators and Students Day at the park. We'll create a vibrant and youthful atmosphere, to say the least, with everything to play for at this make a name for yourself stage of the season in the USL League One campaign. Folks, I don't know why you go anywhere else.
Hey everyone, welcome to Power One. We'll swim through some foundational postures in this class. It is always the exact same class. If you're looking to spice things up, we do offer 1.5s, which are heated to 92 degrees, and Power 2s, which are at 99. Our 1.5s and 2s will be different sequences each time, and will challenge you in fresh new ways.
Hot yoga is an all levels class, so it's perfect for beginners, or maybe you've come 100 different times. Either way, you're gonna find something for you in this class. We'll move through 34 different postures and hold each for about 3 to 5 breaths. The room is heated to 99 degrees and class is 60 minutes.
People, place, purpose. These are the pillars of Union Omaha, our 3 stars which guide the club along the paths to success. As the winningest club in USL League One history, we've relished memorable moments within each and every season that have kept us hungry for more. But it's not just about the wins, the players, the highlights, or the trophies. It's about you, our Omaha. All of us joining together and fostering a union that stands for much more than the sport we love. The way we come together as one community to celebrate and commiserate, to stand up for what's right, and to protect our own, is what makes this club, this organization, and you one of a kind. One city, one club, always. One means all.
Union Omaha and Spokane Velocity eye to eye, stiff upper lips here in this one. In the USL League One regular season, here is how the starting 11 shake out for both Dom Casciato and Lee Wiedemann. For the home side, these lineups brought to you by Rotella's Italian Bakery, and it is that signature 3-4-3 Norte, and Max Schneider hold it down in the pivot. It's Zico Lewis leading the line today, with both Steven Dos Santos and Pedro Dolabella unavailable for this contest. Dos Santos still coming back from injury, and Dolabella serving that suspension. For Spokane Velocity, it is what looks like a 4-4-2. You would imagine, though, it might be a bit of an elbow at the back, as these players have the ability to be fluid, and they have played multiple setups this year. At the front, it's Josh Doling. He'll have to pick up the slack. Luis Heel out of the lineup. He will miss his first league match of the year here in this one against his former side, a team that he has scored against in all 3 of the prior meetings between these two sides this year. Spokane Velocity have beaten Union Omaha already twice this season in both of the home matches played in the league and the cup. No team has ever beaten Union Omaha 3 times in a campaign. No team has ever done what Spokane Velocity make it to the postseason. They would be the first team to do that since Charlotte Independence in 2022, but first team in their first year of true operation to do so since Omaha achieved that feat well back in 2020. They're well on their way to doing it. The magic number is 6 today for Spokane Velocity. Nothing is a sure thing, but certainly well poised and positioned to make it into the postseason this year. Again, folks, happy to have you along. Peyton Gallagher here for the call for what promises to be a riveting fixture over the next 90 minutes here in Nebraska. Losing the footing there. Marcelo Lodge swept up by Longmire. And something to chase for Josh Doling, who rambles in and waits the cavalry to arrive. Dribbling through, snaking along and firing at goal. It's blocked. A second effort, stabbed away. Union Omaha with defending to do. It gets done. There's Cromartie Smith busting in and asking all the right questions. Aaron Gomez. A tiny touch in mid-park. Colin Fernandez. Along to Javier Martin Heel. On the half turn, Fernandez, a player that in the build-up to this one, Dom Casciato, in conversation with us, mentioned as a player that has served a bit of an unsung role within this Spokane Velocity team. Much of the praise rightfully falling at the feet of Andre Lewis. Fernandez has been a steady and determined partner, though, in that pivot throughout the course of the year. Schneider. Flung forward. Easy pickings for the goalkeeper, Brooks Thompson. Set a season high for saves the last time out against Forward Madison. Had 8 in that contest, is starting to mature into a bit of a stonewall in goal for Spokane. Young goalkeeper, 21 years of age, on loan from Hartford Athletic. Confident strides out of mid-park by Schneider. Swiveling ahead. Aaron Gomez, or rather that Joe Gallardo. Left for the throw. Charlie Ostrom coming off a match in which he scored his first goal for Union Omaha. He's starting to find his footing within this team construct for Los Bujos. It's a stiff tackle put in by Javier Martin Heel, out for another throw. Tidy work on the ball from Andre Lewis. He fires one at his own goal. Not quite sure what happened there. Was well handled by Brooks Thompson. That could have really been a mess. Not sure that would have been classified a back pass, but certainly a blank thought moment from Andre Lewis. As Union Omaha prepare for a Modelo corner kick. Swung in and just done away with. To the wide side, pouncing on top at the near post is Brooks Thompson. Chance for the goalkeeper to steady the heartbeat a bit as Omaha have controlled much of the opening phases after that initial flurry from Spokane Velocity. Doling acquires custody. Oh, that is a bodacious ball running on, and the flag is up. Cromartie Smith just cheating in over the last shoulder. It was a bright idea, though, out of midfield. It was something that Dom Casciato was keenly attuned to. This team trying to clean up some of the frayed edges of their play, and that has been one. They have afforded space to opponents in behind that back line. Something that comes with the territory. Swept back to the goalkeeper, Thompson. Steadied there by Smith, and Lewis lurching wide. Arriving is Gelman, bending into the box now. Swirling in, and it may have been handled. Andre Lewis, lustful to make an impact, just left the arm out. Can't do that. First whistle of the match. Deschenbeer, the center official. Rest of the crew, Joseph Max, Jacob Herbold, and Drew Klemp is the fourth official. Union Omaha side that lead the league in terms of fouls committed. That time they're the ones receiving. Lewis able to tangle himself free. Spokane in need of an auspicious start. They're playing a side that has won 13 of the 15 games they've scored first in this year in Union Omaha. The possessional battle was always going to be a point of intrigue in this one. Both teams playing similar game models in pursuit of dominance. As wrapping to the byline here is Akoff. He goes and goes and goes before firing one through the box. Fizzing into the feet of Ostrom, who once more renews the threat as the ball is bounded away at the top of the box by Marcelo Lage. Those wingbacks, such a handful. As we see both Ostrom and Akoff getting involved in the attack. They do much more than just provide width. Here's Ostrom. That's a sharply placed ball as it swoops into the hands of Brooks Thompson. Gallardo, the one who levered that in. He was forced off with injury, Joe Gallardo, the last time these teams locked grip. Milanese. Lifting a ball down the line, well covered by Longmire, who blows a tire in pursuit, but it's because he was clipped. Ostrom the one called. Nothing malicious in that tackle, but certainly warranting of the whistle. Bounding through the back. Doling couldn't quite wriggle through. And pelted clear by the captain, Rashid Nuhu. Could be space in behind. Alert to it. Unfortunately so, Brooks Thompson able to scoop up. Omaha, a team that like to press high. They do here. It pays dividends. Zico Lewis. Golfing a ball wide. Chests it down. Gallardo. A neat 1-2. Gallardo. Pulls himself free. Fires to the back post. And cushioned away from harm. Joan, the one who puts the final shock into the ball to get it out for a throw. And by Akoff. A probing pass into the area. Spokane get rid. Finger pointing in favor of the side in Sky Blue. Presenting himself, Colin Fernandez. Once more, it's uncomfortable for Spokane. They make their way into the attacking half, but not much further. Joan. Well, that's good stuff. Winding in towards the box, Gallardo. picks it up, perusing forward, and a hearty challenge. Marcelo Lage. And it looked like he may have struck the corner flag. Harold Gomez pleading his case to the center official. Modelo corner kick. With in-swing against the flow of the wind. Ballooning ball. Falling at the edge of the box, Nortie just dumped it into a speculative area, and it runs away from Gallardo. Loop down the touch line. That's well handled. Meshack Jerome back in the starting 11 today, doing the deed defensively. And he's put under duress again. Pivoted centrally, and some fleet feet from Andre Lewis. And a clever ball, and just cut out as the flag is up, it appears. Spokane in the last match against Union Omaha took more of a defensive posture. In the lead up to that game, there had only really been evidence to suspect a back three from Union Omaha. Dom Casciato slyly shuffled the approach in that game, came out in a back four. There was a feeling within the Union Omaha camp that may have surprised Spokane. Allowed Roadside in that game to have a dominating share of the ball. And it worked out for Spokane despite having the lowest amount of possession they've had all year in that game, 41%. They were able to strike out on the counter and get a goal and then add to the lead by way of Cameron Miller on a set piece. And caution's been shown. Not quite sure what the cause was, but it's Luca Mastrantonio who gets his name taken. Let's have a look under the hood. Not sure what was really there in that. Maybe some protest after the fact. I think he may have kicked the ball away, which has been a hot topic within the sport. Driving forward. Shoveled down to the wide side. Union Omaha always settled into something of a staccato, playing at their own tempo as they do here. Can't play the piercing pass. Dodged away, Doling. Spokane hoping to get a grip and unable to get out of the blocks. There was Cromartie Smith. It's been both sides toe-to-toe trading jabs in this first round. No flush contact yet, though. Couple half chances, but nothing to sink the teeth into. Union Omaha, the first team to clinch their playoff spot. You wouldn't call Spokane desperate, but there is certainly a little bit more to gain in terms of postseason aspiration for them. Union Omaha, the objective always the loftiest of peaks, not only to get the 1 seed in the Players' Shield, but to win the thing at the end of the year. That's a lesson that Don Casciano learned firsthand last season, as they were the prohibitive favorite entering the postseason tournament and were unable to lift silverware at the end. You can just kind of tell, talking to folks in and around the program, listening to fans who have been behind the side throughout the years, that one has stuck with this organization a little bit, and there is certainly an initiative to go and make good. At least that beyond the implied. Aimed towards the channel. Gomez unable to grab hold. And therefore a chance for Lewis to do that exactly with long strides. Leaves it wide. Connecting the dots. That was a strong touch around the corner. And no whistle, a fair challenge. Spokane press in, win it back, and then lose it. Faulty first touch from Gomez, but ball in tow now for Los Bujos. Joe Gallardo. Mastrantonio. And through the back goes Marcelo Lage, a free kick for Union Omaha. Looks like it may belong to the young and certainly outstanding midfielder Max Schneider. Here it comes. Turned toward target and turned wide. Brooks Thompson didn't give that a second look. Here's that effort, a skipping stone that is well outside the breadth and width of the goal mouth. Lee Viedman organizing his side. Loose and gobbled up by Fernandez, who turns and burns one to the wide side. It's such a narrow playing surface. If you've watched Union Omaha throughout the year, you've heard that ad nauseum, but for two sides that hope to play so expansively, it does color the contest a bit. Both teams will touch every blade of grass today, as touching that grass indeed. Max Schneider there, standing a hearty challenge and winning the whistle, and off go Union Omaha. Pinched back by Spokane. Overlaps there, and that's where it goes. Joe curling one into the area, trying to dig it out there, and belt it away. Growing into the game now, the roadside. As we top the broadcast, it's a Spokane team that if you just look at the form book, coming out of the last 2 games without a win, but that doesn't really tell the whole story. They've spent 69 minutes in that time frame down a man. Something Lee Viedman said that leading up to this game has made it really difficult to evaluate the performance these last couple weeks. Had the off week this past week with the Jaeger Cup in action over the weekend to kind of go back to the drawing board, take inventory. This side with a massive opportunity today as they strike out. Move toward the final third. It's Jome. Sliding one in, Jome. It's blocked by Akoff. And Jome is denied access. And as he takes out a bit of frustration on Akoff with a tackle that turns the veteran defender to the ground. Akoff, a wise decision there to just stop up, knowing that the momentum of the oncoming player was likely to create contact that would draw a foul. No clear foothold for either side so far. Union Omaha have won the possessional battle, but just by a shade. Currently owning about 55% of it. Both sides yet to muster a shot on target. Union on the front foot. Flushed into the area. It's a good ball, and it's just barely kept out, leaving a chip of paint on the woodwork. The question at this stage is whether or not Brooks Thompson got a touch. Unclear there. Regardless, the result is the ball unable to find itself in the back of the net, and it's a corner kick. Union Omaha have led the league in set-piece goals by a wide margin this year, 13. 4 more than the pace set by any other side in the USL League One, at least in regular season play. In by Gallardo. Not muscled totally away. Joe will put his laces to that. Zico Lewis. Nope, prototypical number 9 for Dom Casciato today. Again with Pedro Dolabella, who is something of a multi-man, a game changer wherever he's deployed, whether it's in midfield or as a line leader. He serves the suspension. Steven Dos Santos, who's got 122 pro goals to his tab, also unavailable for selection today, still coming back from injury. So it's been Zico Lewis, and it's been a blunt attack so far for Los Bujos. Seen a lot of fluidity and interchange, though. All 3 of those front players at times picking up central pockets. Ostrom able to create the half yard to angle and across. Unfortunately for him, the angle a little bit too obtuse. But maybe that's because it took a deflection. Side in black continue their barrage from the flag. Another corner kick brought to you by Modelo. Can Joe Gallardo solve the riddle? This time played short, it's a routine. Lewis lets fly. And barreled out of touch, and maybe leaving a little bit of wreckage in the wake. As the Spokane player who took that on is taking his time to rise back to his feet. Look at Charlie Ostrom there, a player that received plenty of plaudits from his manager. Running into this game saying he's a player that has improved in a massive way in recent stages. Joining up midstream this year from Chicago Fire. That's where he shared time in the developmental program with Misael Rodriguez, who is on the bench today. Good look at Norte, who's holding it down in mid-park. Just nowhere to go. We talked about the absences for Union Omaha earlier. Dolabella, Steven Dos Santos, a massive one in that pale blue shirt for Spokane Velocity, and Luis Heel, his side, dig into defense. This is clean, connected play until the pass that goes astray. Well, that's an ambitious effort. Well, you commend the willingness to take that on. The audacity from Joe Gallardo to whip it up to himself and try the scissor. He stung it wide, though. It's good technique. Certainly give him that. Brooks Thompson had it covered. But yes, no Luis Heel today, who's been playing at a borderline MVP level this year, as crunching contact from Dolink will shrill in the whistle. He had started Luis Heel all 17 previous league matches for Spokane, and has evolved in terms of his goal danger this year, contributing 9 in all competitions to go along with 5 assists. Something that Union Omaha fans will know that he's able to provide that final ball. And a career high 9 assists last year for Union Omaha. Got injured early against Forward Madison, and already seen hide or tail of him in live action since. That ball rambling out of touch for a throw. Cromartie Smith tried to unleash one towards goal. Fernandez always shrewd on the ball as he shuttles one ahead. Jome called into action. Rashid Nuhu, who was able to catch it without contest, and then creams a punt out of play. Hasn't been much fortune. Steady build up for Union Omaha. That time, the veteran goalkeeper just trying to go route one, doesn't come off. Smith. Undercut on his way through. Never really a chance to play that ball, though. Was always searching for a reason to go down. Ostrom. Spokane retreating. Lodge just able to get that tackle right in time. and jump. And there's avenue of attack for Spokane, who grabbed the imperative. Doling riding tackles and ripped away. Can Omaha rev the engine on the counter? No, they can't. Lifted forward and crowded out by Akoff, who did brilliantly to cover. Longmire's trundled through. Starting to get a little bit chippy and physical. Maybe not in terms of animus, but in terms of the overall knock and thrust, as a yellow card will be shown to the dugout. The Spokane velocity, assumably to leave Wiedemann there. Both coaches with the ball caps today. It's a sunny one. Wednesday matinee. Marnie Smith, unable to wrangle it. If you're noticing the octave of the ambient noise, maybe a little bit higher than usual. The reason for this game being such an early one is because it's Students and Educators Day at the park. Several local schools busing out classes of kids to watch this one, take it in. Lee Wiedemann gave Don Casciato a call ahead of the contest and asked if it was some kind of typo. Tom was unsure of what the plan was initially, but quickly embraced the opportunity to entertain these young spectators. Something that the Omaha Storm Chasers have put to practice to good effect on the baseball side. The other tenants to this facility, as that's going to be a yellow card to Zico Lewis. Bisham Beard just trying to get a lid on things. Wasn't a ton of contact there, but he kicked the ball away. You can't do that. We've seen it in the Premier League. Arsenal fans will know well too much about that. Having had players sent off in multiple occasions for second yellows for that kind of offense. There's just not really any room for it. You have to know better. Lewis will be on a caution for the rest of the match. His side do their best to put it in the rear view. Guard out. Twisting and unable to untangle himself. Doling running out of road. Final throws of the first frame. Both teams still yet to conjure a shot on target. Should be noted, Union Omaha did have one that hit the woodwork earlier. This could be hairy. Just able to ease an awkward situation there as Luca Mastrantonio. Bit of commotion over there. I think Akoff just lost his footing. It is a pristine playing surface on a pristine early October day. Gets a ball into a decent area. Unfortunately, no Union Omaha player showed interest. Two really well organized teams just trying to solve the other. Flung forward and trickling out of touch. On which side of the flag? That's the question. And it's the answer that Spokane wouldn't want, as Union Omaha will have a great chance to really apply the pressure here. A high ball out of the back. A flick on to no one in particular. That's a dangerous ball. Lodge doing his best to relieve the tension. Can't get it all the way clear, but it falls kindly. And raking it wide now. Denton on for jump. And still jump. Can't get the beating of Dion Akoff, who's had him in his pocket all day. Cameron Miller cuts it to the touchline, and it's cut into the box, and it's quickly cut out by Rashid Nuhu. So good with the distribution, the Union Omaha goalkeeper. As it looked like there was opportunity there, but not ambition to match for Union Omaha, who slowed the tempo again. Something that was a bit of a theme in the last match between these two teams. Omaha won the ball high a couple times, especially off goal kicks, but were almost timid when they were able to gain custody of the ball. Didn't make the most of those opportunities. We wouldn't call them timid so far in this one, but maybe just not as offensively engaged. That might have something to do with the defensive output and organization of this Spokane side. They've clogged the middle, they've afforded the flanks, and they've been able to get compact in the final third. Once more, they prove an insolvable puzzle in the middle of the park. Fernandez. Kick around at the back. That's a sharp pass from Meshach Giral. Flown in toward the top of the area. Flags down for now. Laid off. Gallardo. Joe Gallardo. A marvelous save, and the stick back is a simple finish. Aaron Gomez propels the home side a nose in front. Gomez in uncontested airspace at the back post after the initial save from Brooks Thompson. It was a fine stop from the goalkeeper, but no cover there, as Gomez was the first to react. And it's an academic finish for him, and it's a celebration for them. A shake-up before the break. Gomez gets his third goal of the year. And that will alter the halftime team talk. Can't imagine there's going to be much stoppage time here. But that still may be enough for Spokane Velocity. Carrying the ball, it's Joe. Twist through the middle of the park, and a foul is given. Drew Klemp waiting to display the number on his board. In the 3 prior meetings between these two sides this year, both teams have scored in each. So that should at least offer, if history is to tell us anything, a bit of tension. Omaha are 7-1-1 this year when leading at the intermission. Toward the target, turned away. Spokane go again. That falls kindly and thrown down. It's going to be a corner kick. It was a brief appeal for a penalty, but it never appeared that Cameron Miller had much of a case. So smart from Fernandez just to chuck one up into the goal stream and see what happens in that transitional phase of play. There was a little bit of a tangle there. It matters not now. Omaha have struggled defending set pieces this year. They've conceded 8 goals. We'll see what has been rehearsed in this spare week off from Spokane Velocity to make the most of these dead ball situations. Plenty of targets to aim at, plenty of size. Marcelo Lage was tied for the league lead in the USL Championship last year in headed goals. This time it's Longmire crossing one across the bow. Lewis, oh, that's lovely from him. Leaves one high and dry. Knew who's on it, in case it was not already said. 2 minutes of stoppage time is the number, and it looks like it's set to expire. And that brings an end to the frame, and thereby the fray itself, as it sits 1-0 after the first 45 minutes and change. It was Aaron Gomez who made the most of his opportunity when it came to him, and the only goal in this first half is the only shot on target. That's what separates us. Union Omaha have had the better so far. There is plenty left to the tale, though. We'll break it down at the halftime interval. When we come back, it's 1-0 here in Papillion.
My name is Blake Malone.
My name is Anderson Holt. Wallace Lapsley. And I play center back for Union Omaha.
And I'm a center back for Union Omaha.
Goalkeeper.
So when I first got to Union Omaha, I found out that the USL and Union Omaha have a very close relationship with Bellevue University, because they provided me with an opportunity to extend my education and further my ability to seek out knowledge.
I chose Bellevue University to pursue my education because it provided a convenient way to both manage my career as a professional soccer player, but also continue to pursue my academic interests and pursuits.
Getting a degree will be just opening up a bunch of doors for me that I didn't have possible before. A college degree is still very powerful at this time, and it means a lot to show that you have the dedication to stick out a plan through college while I'm pursuing professional soccer, and I think that will show a lot.
To be a part of Nebraska Medicine
Hi, welcome.
Good to see you.
is to be a part of something extraordinary.
Nebraska Medicine, how may I help you?
Because these are the doors
How are you?
that open doors
That went really well.
to growth
Hey.
and opportunity for each other and for our community. For those who know that the academic experience,
You know what? I agree.
the life experience that you get here is beyond what you can get anywhere
Doing
else.
great.
And that's exactly why here is where you belong. Nebraska Medicine, together extraordinary.
It's an age-old tradition, sneaking a taste before it's ready to serve. But when you see the Finest Reserve label, you just can't help yourself. Because you know an immersive, unexpected flavor experience awaits. The passion and the creativity are felt and tasted in every bite, twisting contemporary cuisine in satisfying new ways. It makes it almost impossible not to want to taste it before the meal. Finest Reserve. Every flavor tells a story.
At the break, and they're happy about it as their side is 1-0 in front. Union Omaha just a cut above Spokane Velocity. It's been a couple weeks since week 21. We'll take a look back at the highlights to refresh your memory now.
Spokane settling into a defensive shape. Long shot from range! Unstoppable strike! The Jägermeister Cup in the semifinals. Gebhard in behind. Flag stays down against Derek Gebhard! Rifled into the roof of the net.
Ready again, Gomiro. This time it's lower, is backheeled in. Chandler O'Dwyer with the flick on. Gets the first goal of the game in Richmond. Takes rid of it. He's got a wide open Joel Gomiro. He's got Fitch in support. Gomiro cuts in, takes a shot and scores! Gomiro, an assist. Now a goal. 2-0 for Richmond. Turnover goes, long distance try, and Richmond's got 3!
Actually, I think Richmond, Greenville will love that Madison game to finish. Just a draw.
He did say! Punched away in the follow-through. Zakowski with a step. He's tripped up in the penalty area. And a point to the spot from our head official. McKinnon steps up, and he scores. Put some air under it, pick the shelf. Now Garcia, the 16-year-old, lays it to Lemus. Siobhan John Brown shoots and scores! Excellent placement from Siobhan John Brown. McKinnon, one-timer across, and it's back into the net. A catastrophic mistake levels this one moments after Central Valley had the lead.
Your team and play as your favorite USL side as driving forward and slicing one in. Okay, Dimbuya drives and strides and dances to the byline. Cross in! Overgone! My word, what a goal! Ahead of this corner kick. And it just flutters in over roaming. Wide side. Almeida lines one up, skips through, punched away, it falls for Vivas! And just like that, Curry. And Spangler's turn. Osmir Spangler!
room to bash it in. It's a dangerous ball, and it's one that's put in. Union Omaha strikes first, and Charlie Ostrom providing the final touch. They will press and they will counter at times, but they will not overexert themselves to do it. Here's the low driver.
Settles it down and leaves it for Powder to center. Disrupted, still available, up top, Martinez! TJ Bush was able to fall on it, and he makes the Jägermeister Cup group stage finale. Hernandez goes again for net, and it's punched out by Delgado. Omar Hernandez, that's how he scored his first goal in USL League.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Recentra bien el balón dentro del área. ¡Hombre, es el segundo! La combinación es buena. Se canta el 1-1. ¡De Locando! ¡No te puedo creer! Increíble, Felipe. Y señoras y señores, la USL Championship.
Mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Yeah, trick. I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
We are Myrtle and Cypress Coffee House. We're located in the heart of Gifford Park neighborhood in Midtown, Omaha. The idea behind the coffee shop came out of the neighborhood's expressed desire for a place for people to gather. From being rooted in our neighborhood, to choosing ingredients and processes that nourish, to supporting coffee growers and their communities, Myrtle and Cypress connects you to Union Omaha's beautiful motto, one means all.
Plenty to think about around the league at this stage of the year. We just saw a momentous moment. Jägermeister Cup final was just played. Silverware lifted in Windsor. Here's how it looked.
Prentice floats this one up for Cheney. He chests it down and shoots, and he scored! A buzzing start for Madison! In the Jägermeister Cup final, actually just in any final. As this ball is lofted inside, skipping around, Rendon cutting left and shooting and scoring! As this ball is lofted inside, skipping around, Rendon cutting left and shooting and scoring! It looks like we've got a good one brewing here, folks. And Ethan Horn has done it. Let the title party begin.
Well, that was certainly noteworthy. Here are some other news and notes from around the league. And, of course, Northern Colorado Hailstorm, that momentous moment for them as a club, getting their first piece of silverware. Madison and Omaha, back-to-back postseason appearances for the first time in club history. And, of course, there is a chance for all 12 teams at this point in the year to get into the playoffs. Some teams maybe a little bit more of a fire under their backside than others going through the 12 teams in this USL League One division, as we look forward to some of the important contests coming up at the weekend. Here is that upcoming schedule. Charlotte Independence forward Madison, a clash of two really heavyweight contenders at this point. Richmond Kickers as hot as anybody right now as they come into today just inside the playoff line. They will have a stiff test in that one against Union Omaha, and a Tennessee Derby. Chattanooga Red Wolves and one Knoxville also on the docket. As we set to step aside, the second half is up next.
If you had to be stuck on an island with one teammate forever, who would you pick and why?
I would pick Adam Gomez, because he likes to have a conversation, but then he also respects some quiet time as well, so it'd be a good balance. And he's resourceful, never complains, always happy, so I think keep the mood high.
Beautiful answer right there, folks. You have one teammate to be stuck on an island with. Who are you picking and why?
For sure Nat. This dude is the biggest solver of anything, and he got good vibes. So I'm going with Nat, my boy.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick. It's a good pick. Adam, if you're stuck on an island and you can only choose one teammate, who are you picking and why?
I'm picking Aaron because I won't stop laughing.
Aroni. You've been picked twice.
Me?
You've been picked twice. So who do you pick and why?
I think Adam. I can say why.
Yes, say why.
Because he's so stupid.
To our savior himself, Aaron. Mr. Diop. I didn't even ask the question.
Aaron.
All right, Aaron, there we go.
Zico. Two Islanders, Hawaiian and Bermuda.
Smart choice.
I can pick you.
You got an island. You can pick one teammate. Who are you picking and why?
Yeah, he knows who I'm picking. It's Wallace Lapsley. Easiest answer in the book. I mean, we're getting out of that pretty easily.
Yep.
Just a pretty good duo right there.
Definitely not Steven.
Yep, great. Put Panna right there. Definitely not him, Pager says.
I'll pick Misha for sure. This guy has been through earthquakes, survived, so even if there's a tsunami there, he's gonna keep me safe.
He knows what to do.
He knows. So this guy here.
I'm gonna have to take Lagos for and giggles.
Oh.
Someone who just will make you laugh.
Yeah.
You're not depressed.
Right.
He won't bring anything to feeding me or anything.
No.
He'll make me laugh.
Yeah, giggle.
Yeah.
And that's Misa.
Second half set to unfold here in Papillion, where it sits 1-0. Union Omaha just out in front of Spokane Velocity. And here is how all that happened in the first 45 minutes. First half highlights between Union Omaha and Spokane Velocity. And early on, Union Omaha was just trying to find a way forward, got this ball into the box and got one up off the post. Unsure at this time whether or not Brooks Thompson was able to apply a touch to it as well. But regardless, it stayed out of the goal and it stayed 0-0 at that point. Union Omaha would continue to press on as they would knock the ball around at the top of the box. And that was going to be a wild effort always from Joe Gallardo as he tried to pull a highlight out of his locker. Omaha would continue to apply the pressure, and this time Gallardo would work it out, as initially it was palmed away by Brooks Thompson, but helpless to intervene. As, of course, their own Gomez would barrel through and break down the door. As we step out toward live action, a look at the stats, and there's only really been one meaningful shot on target from Union Omaha. It ends up being the goal, a 0 in that category for Spokane Velocity. That will have to change in the second half if they are to claim anything from this game. We cast our attention toward the center circle now. Union Omaha will have their marching orders and know exactly what's required of them. They have been the imposing force in this contest. And we are underway once more. Action resuming here in Nebraska. And all lies on the shoulders of Spokane Velocity. On the spin. It's a throw to come. The attacking architecture of this Spokane side, you would say, has not resembled something similar to a Gothic cathedral. It's been less than ornate. You need to find that degree of imagination, of intricacy in this second half. Spokane been hemmed in. Barreling into the corner. A tap dance. A duck and a dart. And nothing more than a ball to be dodged away. Maneuvered into the box! A whiplashing strike! Union Omaha sink their talons in. It's all smiles for Los Pujos. Looks like it was Aaron Gomez again. A snapping header. A cushioned connection off his forehead. And a player that's been known to light up the lives of his teammates. Something of a gesture in the dressing room. Giving them plenty to smile about now. And it just became an Everest-shaped task for Spokane Velocity. Spokane looked dazed. Would have been queuing themselves up to get back out on the field and see what they could maybe make happen in the second half, and ruthless from Union Omaha. Just unwilling to lift the boot from the chest of Spokane Velocity. The next 5 minutes or so will be telling. Roadside are not out of it yet, but they certainly need to steady the ship. Stop taking on water. This is really nice quilted interplay. And then just the long touch from Jack Denton, who's decidedly playing centrally. I thought there was a chance he might be deployed in a slightly wider part of the pitch, but it does feel like it truly is a midfield three today for Lee Wiedman. strike partnership of Doling and Cromartie Smith. I wonder how both these teams might shift around the players on the field, especially with both sides having games coming up that have much import. I mentioned earlier, we will again, Union Omaha make a trip to Richmond to face a side that is red hot right now. One of the titans of the league. Richmond Kickers. That match waiting for them at the weekend. All the more reason to try and make as short a work as possible of their opponent today. Earl Gomez, the reason the scoreboard reads what it does. A pair of goals from him, doubling his total for the year. Came into today at 2, now sitting on 4. Slipshod pass between lines. Lewis and Akoff. Spokane just can't get a foot on the ball right now. That is great work to keep that on. Meshack Jerome giving it chase. Who hadn't played in the last 3 games, getting the run out today. He's acquitted himself well. Lewis waiting on it, never got there. Well read by Cameron Miller as he trots back to his defensive outpost. Akoff. Easy pickings for Brooks Thompson. There is a man down. A couple players. Gyro, the one ailing. Whole bundle of players running full tilt to the back post, and you really hope that this was not a nasty collision with the woodwork. And luckily, it looks like Gyro was able to stop himself enough to not hit that at full speed, but still, never a pleasant feeling to come skin to iron there. There's just no second wave of the attack right now for Spokane. Ball with the roadside, dug away. Ball over the top. Taken toward the target. Gomez was hunting a historic hat trick. He has been the one resembling the number 9 in this setup today for Dom Casciato. And he has taken that responsibility and run with it. Schneider. Akoff providing himself down the line. Swings in. Broken up. And punched home. Back-to-back games with goals for Charlie Ostrom. It's a blinding ball in behind. Akoff puts enough sting on it to where it couldn't be tamed by Brooks Thompson. And easing into the target. Charles Ostrom, Los Bujos out of sight. Coming on at the right time. The 24-year-old Charlie Ostrom. got a taste last week. He's come for the whole cake today. Scored his first. That's the point of difference in the last match for Union Omaha. And this one, might have just scored the dagger as a change has been made in the wake of that goal. Azriel Gonzalez has joined the contest. I'm told that Ahmed Longmire is the one who has exited, as that is plain to see. And with clear eyes, Union Omaha ramble into the 4 again. Somehow keeping his balance and keeping the ball there. Joe Gallardo. And wills it out for a corner. Nearing the hour mark. Los Bujos have handled business so far in this second 45, adding 2 to their already established lead at the break. In search of more, within swing. A stiff header to deal with it. On with it is Joe. Up with it now Norty. Tight spaces in mid-park. Whittled wide. Gomez. Rhyming passes together. Just painting around the park. Gomez still. Whisked wide. Taken toward goal. And blocked at the last by Lodge. Once more, hoofed in. It was once more our own Gomez lurking. Also appears somewhere in the timeline. Blake Malone has come on. Shore up that back line for Union Omaha. I believe it's Luca Mastrantonio who's made way. Akoff wrapping in. Rifling one at shin height and out of play for another corner. Check out all the exciting postseason action starting in November as the USL playoffs presented by Terminix showcase the top teams battling it out for the ultimate prize. Go to USLLeague1.com for all the latest playoff information. Relevant information for both these two teams. Spokane couldn't clinch today. Regardless of result, certainly not going to happen at this rate. Union Omaha fighting it out for the first spot. Flung in, flipped out. Oh my goodness! Wow, just wow! A sheer force screamer. They couldn't get all the way clear. And that is something of a memory for them. They won't forget that goal. I hazard to guess, neither will Meshack Jerome. A hammer shot from the Haitian. And it's all coming up aces for Los Bujos. And now it is a firm examination of the intestinal strength of Spokane Velocity as it's opened up into an onslaught on this cloudless day. with bent. Pumped away, falling for Joe. Azriel Gonzalez, that's a great ball, Lodge, and shut out. Rashid Nuhu would not buckle. Joan comes again, headed towards goal, it's again Nuhu. Defiant goalkeeping from the captain, who not once but twice positions himself the obstacle to the opponent's goal. It was a fine reaction and a flashbulb lighting punch over the bar. And Union Omaha have the wind at their back. All of a sudden, this game has evolved into a highlight factory. A line-splitting pass. Pinhead perfect. And Lewis. Probe to the back post. A backheel attempt. This time it's swaddled and blocked. Back with Spokane velocity. Marty Smith just hasn't been able to get much of a sniff today. Able to advance the ball across midfield and not much further. A glance to the bottom of your picture will inform you that Brandon Knapp and Lagos Kunga are set to reinforce at the next available opportunity. This is a long run from Ishjel, who shovels in a cross that is ultimately biteless. Tough closing run for Spokane, who have yet to, again, lock down that playoff spot. Certainly look poised and positioned to do so, but nothing is given. An away day at Central Valley Fuego is what's up next. That's on Wednesday, October 9th, and then it gets really tough. Home date with Greenville Triumph, away to the current team that has the silverware in the league, having won the Jaeger Cup. Northern Colorado Hailstorm, their full attention now back on the league ties. And then a home one against One Knox to end the season. Some of the top teams in the league on the docket for Spokane velocity. Joe fires, flashes onto the post. Offered plenty of venom, and there's a player down on both sides. Joe looked up, had plenty of time, measured his strike, and almost put one in the catalog. It's the closest Spokane have come. Had that exchange in which they were denied twice by Rashid Nuhu. This time he was left at the mercy of the strike, and it just stayed out. As Gallardo's the one who's going to make way for Lagos Kunga. Knapp will add some defensive cover in mid-park as Norti, the one who exits. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including the USL All Access show. That's on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. This is the part of the year where the holiday season has many on the road. The fixtures don't stop coming, though. Always good to be able to flip the dial and tune into the heartbeat of American soccer. Nuhu lets out a groan. Didn't catch that how he wanted. Slashed out of touch. Spokane have not lost consecutive league games at any point this year. It certainly looks like that's going to happen for the first time in club history today. Came into today having not scored in 243 minutes, and the offense has dried up in an inopportune time, as with no goals scored today, that drought already extends past the high water mark for the season. The last two a little bit more explicable, given the fact that there were red cards shown to Spokane players fairly early on in both those contests today, just outclassed. They have lacked spark without Louis Heel in the 11. Tip tall. Racing forward with bad intentions. Spokane cut back, taking aim and turning it toward the sky. That was a good chance. Andre Lewis arriving late, something he does very well, something that Dom Casciato was nervous about in the run into the game. This time, though, technique lets him down a bit. A look back as play continues. He put leather to it. Lathered it up over the frame, though. There are 20 minutes left. Crazier things have happened. If you just get one, there is still some hope. But it is quite the task at present. Here's Jump. He chops back onto his right foot and serves in. Doling was trying to set that for Cromartie Smith, who hadn't read the same script. Akoff. Looks like Ryan Jiba's being prepared. As well as a whole raft of changes for Lee Wiedman. Akoff encroaching on the area. Dancing away, Akoff batted out. Still there. Toward goal and kicked away. Brooks Thompson has added a couple saves, coming off a season high in the last match. He's been peppered today. Unselfish there from Ostrom to set Zico Lewis in with an angle at goal. Put that where it needed to be, and the goalkeeper was just big in the moment. Without swing. Clearance not finalized. Kunga. Just pinched back. Kunga reclaims it, but did so illegally. Oimumba, Luke Merrill, and Derek Waldeck. The three in sky blue, prepared to join up with 20 minutes left. Day done for Dion Akoff. Ryan Gibo will replace him. Maybe just trying to get the veteran on ice. Dom Casciato there. Here come those changes for Lee Viedman. Javier Martin Hill will be replaced by Luke Merrill on the flank. Day done for Jack Denton. Waldeck will add some width in the attack. Also looked like Ishjom was set to come out. So Denton mistakenly was called over. Jom, a much more sensible substitution there, as Waldeck has been a firm presence in the 11 all year long. Over the top. Those legs were fresh, but not that fresh, as Waldeck was the one that was aimed for. They have made plenty of noise today. They've had plenty to cheer about. Funneled wide. Sprinting out of the gate to provide an option there was Merrill. Instead they cut in field. Now it finds feet. Denton. Some space, trying to pry some more open. Merrill. And it's a skipper. Easily taken up at feet by Rashid Nuhu, who is closing in on what would be his 6th clean sheets of the regular season. Only attempted 8 passes in the last game, Rashid Nuhu. Paints the stark contrast of who had the ball and where. Had a little bit more in terms of action in this one. Bit of a blind ball. You always want to be able to earn the clean sheet as a goalkeeper. No fun to just sit back there and watch your team take a game over, not have any impact. Nuhu has had a couple words in the script of this contest. One that is certainly shaded toward his side. On this sun-dressed weekday type of game. It's been short Wednesday work for Union Omaha. Lodge. Lewis. Swerving in field, Fernandez now. And widens out. It's a well-weighted ball. Batted away and beaten away from threat by Nuhu. Denton is tangled up in a yellow card shown to Lagos Kunga. His 8th of the year in the league and the cup. It's a moment in which Kunga was just grips to grips with Denton there. Referee's not wasting a moment to try and simmer tension. Free kick set to come in. Can Spokane get something to save face? Swirling away, high and handsome. Hammered into Rosette for a souvenir. Once more, entered toward the area. Tall clearance from Kunga. Oh, that's lovely on the ball. Fernandez, and now all the way to this near side. Waldeck lays it off. Skims high off Doling. Another try. And it looked for a moment that may have had penetration, but blared wide by Ari Mumba. They have taken their medicine today. Spokane velocity. No supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And certainly not been something worthy of the silver screen. Away by Nuhu. Azriel Gonzalez, room to roam. He can't slither away from Meshack Jerome. Fernandez unable to poke his way through. Lagos Kunga. Swatted away and ducked out of touch. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches, including the championship final, will be available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Good interchange of possession there. He's been pestilent today. The side in blue. Ron Gomez was wriggling away, but right now his side has lost custody of the ball. Great recovery run there to sweep it up from Ostrom. Off go Union Omaha. Game starting to lose structure a bit as Spokane just trying to get something on the board. Whisked along to Waldeck. Took his time and maybe took too much as all of his options were gone by the time he decided to release. Now gets it back though. Waldeck. Settled and stung high. Mumba came close last time, this time moving further away. Put that ball into the berm. That ball is a Select Ball, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com. The latest Select product specials and more. Select, it's the player's choice. Tension left this one early. It was 1-0 at the break, and very quickly has become 4-0. As getting in on the party, Misiel Rodriguez. So there is confirmation. Misiel Rodriguez will enter. Out will go Zico Lewis. Aaron Gomez had come to the touchline, but he is left in the game. A chance to put something on the mantle and complete a hat trick. Scored the first goals, first two for Union Omaha. Asriel Gonzalez pridefully strides into the box, gets it, returns. Gonzalez cutting it back. Union Omaha refusing to let go of the rope there. Quick corner. Waldeck. Stand at goal and darted away. It's been passed along to us that attendance for today's game was upwards of 4,500. They've been a loud crowd that have provided soundtrack to this contest. Excited that so many young fans have been on hand for this one. These are the kind of days that make lifelong fans watching the home side go out and put on this kind of show. Talk about all the big mechanisms and all the things at play in growing this game in this country, achieving what is ultimately a massive potential for the sport in the United States, but nothing really does more for that than what's taking place here today. The foul is called. It's going to be a yellow card for Aaron Gomez. Deshaun Beard has not been stingy with the cautions today. Let's see what happened. He just stepped on the foot. Lodge. All the way back to Thompson. Even up 4 goals. Union Omaha still applying token pressure. Down the far flank. Toppled over is Oimumba. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. You can download it now. At this point, Spokane just trying to get something to take home with them. High header that's easily claimed by Nuhu. It's been better in the second half, but Spokane have had every reason to turn up the attacking intensity as that lead for Union Omaha has grown and grown and grown. And more than anything, off a long rest for Union Omaha, this feels like a statement of intent about where this team is. The last stage of the season is, that's a bit bold from Rashid Nuhu. Sweeper keeper action. Launched down the line, Waldeck. That's not what he meant. Maybe he had Jiminy Cricket on his shoulder, telling him to go for the service. Probably the right choice, just not the right connection. Played short. Little knock-on header. Kunga's got the wheels to get there. Put right onto the post. Stays in play. Flag, I should say. Kunga. This is what he does. Leads the league in completed dribbles. This time he can't quite squirm free. Tight spot there on the ball. Finally breaking out. Spokane velocity. Doling. Underlapping him is Azriel Gonzalez. That's where the ball goes. Cut back cross. There's just no space. The ball's out for a goal kick. USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Los Bujos have been the bee's knees today. Everything you could have ever asked for in this performance. Was a little bit of a sleepy start, but once they got into fifth gear, there was no looking back. They further assert their claim at the top of the division. It's been a gargantuan performance from the home side. Flipped down a play. Omaha have scored 4 more goals on 6 different occasions. You can make it 7 now throughout the course of the year, but they, with an astute accounting, haven't been able to do that in their last 9. They have 3 goals on several of those occasions, 4 in fact, but this is the first out-and-out pasting that they've conjured in quite some time. Always been good for goals, but maybe lacking some of the overwhelming electricity that was with them in the early stage of the season as they retreat and cascade into their own end. Cantering forward with options available. Boomba and Ari Mumba batters it over the bar. Everything's semantic at this stage. Goal difference will count for something, but other than that, everything has been sewn up for some time. Waiting on the board to go up. Nipped away. Left behind Lagos Kunga as he was revving the engine. Slung forward, out of the reach of Josh Doling. Hasn't had much to do today. It will be a long travel home for Spokane Velocity. As it looks like there's a Union Omaha player that's laboring. First blush, it looked like that was Marco Milanese. It is October, but under the sun, there is certainly mercury left in the thermometer. Hopefully, Milanese is dealing with nothing more than a bit of cramp. It's 4 minutes of stoppage time. That clock shouldn't have started yet. No reason to waste time at this stage if you're Marco Milanese. Everything already signed, sealed, and delivered, but this is a player that, if an injury is to be significant, would cause some concern. He's been a strong component of that back three for Dom Casciato, making his 20th start of the year today in the league and the cup. He is back to his feet. Milanese makes his way off, so the game can carry on. (4-0). All 4 goals scored between the 43rd minute and the 59th. It was first and then once more Aaron Gomez. Charlie Ostrom got in on the fun, and then only 5 minutes later, the goal of the day from Meshack Jerome. An absolute screamer from the edge of the area to really just drive home the point without dilly-dally. Nuhu with a bit of a hitch as he rolled that ball out of touch. Hopefully he's all right. Milanese set to come back on. Flowed wide. Just walled off again, Spokane. Cross is blocked, falls back to Lewis. It's blocked again, still there. Laid off, dummied, Waldeck, and wide. Gonzalez, it's blocked in the box. Did it hit a hand? No, it didn't. Determined no shenanigans there from Deshaun Beard. We'll let you decide. No comment. Hard to know what a handball is nowadays. Factors being evaluated there. It did look like Knapp had his arms within the frame of his body. The ball came in around that height. I'm not going to say conclusively it struck his arm, but it certainly looked a possibility. And injury time took a second to start, so you'd imagine the clock will tick for a little bit. Rolled toward the byline. Spokane had a chance at history coming into today. No team has ever swept Union Omaha in league play. Nobody's ever beaten them 3 times in a season. Los Bujos scoffed at the implication. They have come out of the break having not missed any rhythm, any feeling. A 4-0 thumping against one of the better sides in the league, Union Omaha. Assert their dominance within the division. The man of the match. There's not much to think about here when it comes to this. Presented to you by Platinum Chiropractic and Wellness. And it would be Aaron Gomez who opened the scoring in the fanning flickers of the first half, and then fired his side a pair in front with a header to start the second. His team did not look back from that moment as they put 4 past Union Omaha. We will wrap it up when we come back. What a performance that is from the home side.
My name is Blake Malone.
My name is Anderson Holt.
Wallace Lapsley.
And I play center back for Union Omaha.
And I'm a center back for Union Omaha.
Goalkeeper.
So when I first got to Union Omaha, I found out that the USL and Union Omaha have a very close relationship with Bellevue University because they provided me with an opportunity to extend my education and further my ability to seek out knowledge.
I chose Bellevue University to pursue my education because it provided a convenient way to both manage my career as a professional soccer player, but also continue to pursue my academic interests and pursuits.
Getting a degree will be just opening up a bunch of doors for me that I didn't have possible before. A college degree is still very powerful at this time, and it means a lot to show that you have the dedication to stick out a plan through college while I'm pursuing professional soccer, and I think that will show a lot.
Union Omaha unstoppable on the day. It finishes 4-0 as they defend their home patch against Spokane Velocity. And here's exactly how that happened. The highlights from this one, and there were plenty. Union Omaha quickly were posing all kinds of questions. First to save from Brooks Thompson, and finally breaking through Aaron Gomez. The intensity turned up in the 5 to 10 minutes preceding that goal. Union Omaha, once they had finally figured it out, did not let go as this ball came into the box to start the second half, and you're going to be hard-pressed to find a better header from a technical perspective than that. Aaron Gomez makes it a brace. There's plenty to celebrate there. Was that a dab? No matter. Ball to the byline here. Dion Akoff cutting it in, unable to grab hold with 2 hands as Brooks Thompson. It's another confirming finish, an easy goal in back-to-back games, in fact. Now for Charlie Ostrom, who buries that one and buried the side from Washington, but trying to put a fine point on it would be Union Omaha. They look for another, and you will find no finer point than that goal. Meshack Jerome puts one in the back of the net and nearly tore the moorings out on that one. As we look at the stats, and only 3 shots on target for Spokane Velocity is Rashid Nuhu, and a couple excellent saves to preserve a clean sheet. And really, there was no question in the final 30 minutes of who was going to come out of this one with all 3 points. Omaha had a pretty strong grip on the game throughout, but we're not mincing words heading toward everything that would be confirmed at the final 3 whistles of this one. So that is all she wrote from Nebraska. It was a bright day under bright sun for Union Omaha, who take this one over Spokane Velocity. 4-0, folks. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this one. For our entire crew here, I've been Peyton Gallagher, and folks, we're certain to talk to you soon. The USL League One season continues toward the playoffs all year long.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.